My wife and my only son spent months planning my departure. They thought I was just an old, broken-down man with nothing left to offer. The day they handed me the eviction notice for my own house, my son laughed in my face. But they made one fatal mistake. They never asked what was actually inside the hidden safe in the basement. For years, I had been the silent provider. I worked 3 jobs to give them everything. My wife, Elena, suddenly changed. She started prioritizing her social status over our family bond. My son, Mark, stopped showing any respect, treating me like a servant in my own home. They convinced themselves that I had retired with no savings. They started selling my personal belongings behind my back, thinking I wouldn't notice. The betrayal wasn't just about money. It was about the way they looked at me like I was a burden they needed to get rid of to start their glamorous new life. The tension peaked during my 60th birthday party. They didn't invite my friends. Instead, they invited all their wealthy socialite neighbors. They stood up and announced to everyone that I was moving into a state-funded facility the next day because I was no longer capable of managing my affairs. The neighbors whispered and looked at me with pity. Elena stood there with a glass of champagne, smiling, waiting for me to break down in public. She expected me to cry and beg for another chance. I stood up, took the microphone, and smiled. I told them, "You're right, Elena. I am tired of managing this life." I pulled out a set of keys from my pocket, not for the house, but for the basement safe they had never been able to open. I calmly told the room, "Before I leave, I think everyone should see what I've actually been doing for the last 30 years. I opened the safe right there in the middle of the room. It wasn't full of cash. It was full of land deeds, bank statements, and legal proof that this entire estate, the neighbors' properties, and even the company Elena works for, were all under my sole ownership." The room went silent. The shock on Elena's face was priceless. I revealed that I had kept my wealth hidden specifically to test their character, a test they failed miserably. I called my lawyer, who was standing in the back, and we initiated the immediate eviction of my son and wife from the property. They had nowhere to go, no money to survive on, and zero credibility left with our neighbors. I left them standing on the sidewalk with nothing but the bags they had packed to evict me. They tried to build a future on lies and greed, but they forgot one thing. You can't control what you don't own. They learned that day that true power doesn't come from what you steal, but from the trust you throw away.